Hello guys, Ashley here, also on Stage Sam, back to me with another wrestling topic video. And today we're talking about my thoughts on the PG era. But I thought I'd do something different and give you my thoughts on each year from the PG era. So 2008, to me, I feel like 2008 was a really great year from what I remember. And, and since YouTube has become such a powerful program and such a powerful app, I easily could go back and watch anything from the PG era 2008, and I'm easily blown away of how good 2008 really was. 2008, you still had your stars. Some of them were nerfed. Let's be real. Some of them were nerfed. Batista and JBL to me are the main two who I think were like nerfed really bad to me. Then I'll probably have to say Chris Jericho. I mean, Kane was nerfed a long time ago, honestly, before the PG era, in my opinion. Now, Chris Jericho, he's not really one of my favorites, but I never had a problem with him being on my screen. I always thought he was entertaining, and I thought he was funny, and I did love the highlight reel. But I don't know, he just didn't seem like the same Chris Jericho. He seemed really kind of out of his element at that time. I did like the character he had with him talking very slow on the mic and kind of like reading the fans for filth. I had nothing against that. That was actually pretty entertaining. Get the grits and parasites, man. Like, I had nothing against that, and I loved his feud with Shawn Michaels in 2008. That is one thing I will give 2008, is that the feuds actually felt good. Like, the feuds were not that bad in 2008, from what I remember, some of them. They were not that bad. Like, you still had matches with blood, and, like, it was PG, but not to the extent of, like, 2010. Oof. Ooh, child. Thinking about 2010 is giving me PTSD flashbacks. I can feel it. But 2008 was actually a really good year. I really did enjoy it. I wish WWE would revert back to how they used to do the drafts back in the early PG era, where, like, they set up matches, and whoever wins for that brand gets to have the draft pick. I think that's a lot more quicker than having general managers come out and say, and the next four draft picks for Raw is, like, it feels like a game show, and, like, I kind of don't like it. And not only that, the point of a draft is that people need to get drafted to a different brand. Why are you drafting someone on the brand that they're already on? That's so stupid. That is so dumb. So dumb. I didn't get it, and I still don't understand it. Why they do it like that. But the early PG era drafts were a lot better because they made sense for how they did it. People were actually getting drafted, not getting drafted to the same brand that they were on. Hello, that's not how you do a draft. But I did enjoy the PG era. You know, you still had people like Randy Orton on the roster, John Cena, Batista, JBL, Edge, Triple H, Undertaker, CM Punk, Jeff Hardy. Like, there were still stars on the roster. It was so many stars on the roster. Chris Jericho was still here. Like, Shawn Michaels. Like, they were all still here on the roster. I really don't have anything bad to say about 2008 outside the fact that I really did enjoy it. I loved Raw and SmackDown. I thought both of the brands were really good. The feuds were really good. I really loved it. I mean, did Johnson get a little cringy? Yes, but I feel like he got really cringy in 2010. So y'all just wait. I know y'all wait for me to get to it, but you got it. Me personally, I really did enjoy 2008. Honestly, WrestleMania was good that year. A lot of the PLEs are really good in 2008, in my opinion. The only bad thing probably from 2008 is that the women's division wasn't the best. My favorites were Michelle, Kelly, and Maurice, and I like Maria a lot. But it was very obvious that people like Michelle, Kelly, and Maurice were getting the bigger pushes at that time, which I'm not mad at. They all had charisma in their own aura, especially Kelly. Say what you want about Kelly. Kelly is one of the most over baby faces ever. She got mega pops when she came out. Hello. You heard this song? Sorry, my mouth is dry. The crowd went crazy for Kelly. I don't care what anybody say about she wasn't so good in the ring. Kelly was a storyteller. Period. There's more I can say about her than I can say about half these bitches on the roster who don't know how to tell a single story, who can't get you engaged at all. I was more engaged in what Kelly was doing on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown than I've ever been than I am right now in the women's division. I don't care about these work rate. I don't care about these work rate bitches who can't tell stories and don't have personalities. I want to see personalities. I want to see storytelling. How hard is that? How hard is it? Okay, but honestly, that's really enough of 2008. I really enjoyed it. I'm just going to give you my opinion. Like, I'm not going to sit here and break down da 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 da. I'm not going to sit here and do that because I don't have time to do that. But just know that I did enjoy 2008. Like, I really did. This is the first time Batista and John Cena touched each other. You know, Randy Orton was putting up the legacy from the ground up around this time. CM Punk got his mini push that kind of didn't really go anywhere, but he was over. Like I said in my last CM Punk video, for Triple H to tell him that he never had that reaction, that's a total lie. When he came out, he got mega pops, mega pops. I would say, on some extent, JBL was hella nerfed. JBL, he was still charismatic, but I feel like they didn't know what to give him. Like, I feel they didn't know what to give him to make him, like, I don't know. JBL, I feel like they just didn't know what to give him as a superstar. Batista was kind of nerfed to a little bit. Batista couldn't win a single championship. Batista just kind of felt like he was there at some point. Like, not gonna lie to y'all, I feel like Batista was kind of nerfed. It was really hard for me to remember what Batista did at 2007 because I just remember him being nerfed most of the time. So I had to go back and see. He had the feud with Edge on SmackDown where he lost because of Edge's connection with Guerrero. So they moved him on Raw, and they moved Triple H on SmackDown, which at some point they were like, I remember, I don't think it was when Triple H got drafted. I don't think he was drafted yet. But I do remember there was a moment between him and Edge pretty much in the ring, and like, that segment felt kind of like real, like it didn't feel like it was scripted. Because I heard him and Edge had beef too, like personal situations. You know, Triple H, he get insecure about his positions and shit, acting like as if he ain't no 12-time champion. You really worried about somebody else? Like, how pathetic and insecure are you? But anyway, I don't really remember him and Edge's matches. Keep it a stack with y'all. I don't really remember him and Edge's matches, but I did like their feud. You know, it was kind of personal. Triple H ruined him and Guerrero's wedding by revealing that Edge cheated. And you know, this feud kind of really helped Jeff Hardy. Honestly, this is the mini underdog push of Jeff Hardy, which I absolutely loved. And I think Jeff Hardy went to the right brand, and that was SmackDown. So yeah, I did love 2008. On to the next year, 2009. Me personally, this is where a lot of wrestling fans tuned out around this time. A lot of wrestling fans were over it in 2009. Me personally, I love 2009. I love 2009. A lot of people didn't like it because they said Ray Jordan lost his edge. You know, he got boring. I actually love the Viper. I love the Viper Randy Orton. He came out looking like a goddamn psychopath. Randy Orton carried Raw in 2009. I don't know. He carried. His relation, that storyline 2009, 8. That storyline is way more entertaining than the build to WrestleMania. Stop playing with me. The build to WrestleMania for WrestleMania 25 was actually pretty good. I just felt like the booking for WrestleMania 25 was just lackluster. Like, I absolutely love 2009. I love this year. Again, I feel like a lot of the POVs were really good this year. Like, Randy Orton was really the superstar of the year for me at this time. SmackDown was really good. You know, I feel like CM Punk and Jeff Hardy carried SmackDown on their backs. No offense to people like The Undertaker or anything like that, but CM Punk and Jeff Hardy, their feud really carried it for me. I love what Undertaker and Shawn Michaels did that year, and then I feel like right after that, Undertaker really kind of became a part-timer, really. I didn't care about Kane. I stopped caring about Kane a long time ago. Batista was just kind of there, really, until his heel turn in, like, 2010. The Shared Society was one of my personal favorite things. I love the John Cena and Randy Orton feud on Raw. Their matches in 09 were actually pretty good. I feel like people sleep on them. I loved it. I love the stuff with Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston that year. I actually really do love 2009. Like, I really do. The PLEs are still good. Even though that, when you guys want to know what WWE had, they still had their stars. Edge was still here. I love the stuff with Edge. The stuff with Edge with Guerrero, I've always loved it. It just shows you how much of an opportunist Edge is, that he doesn't care what he has to do as long as he can become champion. The stuff with him and Jeff Hardy, I love. Jeff Hardy winning the title, I absolutely loved it. You know, it sucks that Jeff Hardy only had he wasn't gonna be champion that long. That absolutely sucks. I hate that for Jeff Hardy. I didn't mind the feud with him and Matt Hardy. It was okay. That feud made sense. It was definitely way better than the Usos feud and the Bella Twins feud by far. But I kind of just feel like it was a level down for where Jeff Hardy needed to be. But at least they got it back together when he fought Edge again and then CM Punk cashed in on him. So to me, 2009 was really a good year. Like I said, the only false thing about this year was just the women's division. The women's division kind of took a really back heavy seat. I feel like outside of really Lay Cool and Kelly, and I liked Maurice, but Maurice wasn't really getting the same mega pushes as those three. In my opinion, I feel like Lay Cool definitely carried 2009 to 2010 on their backs for the women's division. In my opinion, I feel like they carried it on their backs. 2010. This year, PG to the fullest is what I can say. I don't blame anybody for not watching 2010. This year, looking back on it, because when a lot of people say this is one of the worst years in wrestling, I was a kid at the time, so I probably didn't see a lot of the flaws that like we were talking about, because I was a kid. But when I go back and I watch 2010, y'all, I cringe a lot. Like, I cringe a lot, especially on Raw. Like, Raw was really cringy. The guest host stuff was really cringe. They made John Cena super duper cringy. Like, his promos got really cringe. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love John Cena, but his promos were not it. A lot of the PLEs are very, very forgetful. Like, I don't even remember a lot of the PLEs. I don't really remember a lot of matches really sticking out in this year. I couldn't tell you five matches that stuck out to me this year. I liked the stuff with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels that year. I liked the Elimination Chamber that they had that year a lot. I liked the Elimination Chamber match they had that year. I liked the stuff with CM Punk and Mysterio and the Shared Society. That was my favorite thing in 2010, honestly. I didn't care about the rise of Sheamus. They put Edge on Raw, which was that was stupid. Edge didn't do anything on Raw when he came on there in 2010. So much to the point they had to put him back on SmackDown. That he got injured and then he went right back to SmackDown in the beginning of 2010. No, actually, no, hold on. I got that backwards. Edge came back in January. He had that feud with Chris Jericho. He didn't win. Jack Swagger ended up winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Out of all the people you could put the World Heavyweight Championship on, you put it on fucking Jack Swagger? Yeah, because that makes the most logical sense. And then Edge went to Raw. He was a heel. And then you didn't really see Edge that much. He didn't really do anything. I think he got injured, and then he came back and he won the World Heavyweight Championship again. And he had a feud with Dolph Ziggler in 2011. which we'll get to when I get to 2011. But at least at this time, they still have their stars. But I felt like the booking just got lazy. It got super duper childish. It got super duper cringy. And like I was just like, what are we doing? You know, Miz got his push, which I'm not mad at. The Miz is okay. He's not my favorite, but he is a great promo cutter. He is a great character and a great personality. But his championship reign was nothing more but a prop for what John Cena and The Rock had going on. I couldn't tell you a single thing I remember from Miz's title reign. Couldn't tell you. And you got the Rise of the Nexus. Everyone's favorite fraction that we keep talking about. They were squandered. They had so much potential. Cut the bullshit. The Nexus was a group full of jobbers who had no potential anyway. Outside of Wayne Barrett. Wayne Barrett was the only person in that group who had some sort of potential, in my opinion. Everybody else, jobbers. They're jobbers. Everybody was so mad about that match at SummerSlam. Listen, I don't work in the company. I know that people say you don't know what you're talking about. I understand it. I actually did hear the shoot interview with Edge and Chris Jericho with them saying that they told John Cena to put the Nexus over, that they feel like he should have done that. I'm going to take that with a grain of salt because there is no illumination of what John Cena said. Like if you listen to the shoot interview, there's no talk of what was said from John Cena when they told him to put them over. There was no talk of that. And at the end of the day, it's not up to John Cena to put them over. He's not booking the show. Vince McMahon is. So for Chris Jericho to tell him that you need to put them over, it's like, dude, I don't write the show. That's Vince McMahon. Obviously, Vince McMahon made the wrong decision by having John Cena beat them. But honestly, I feel like if the Nexus would have won, then what? What would have been, then what? Since people like to think so ahead of what squanders people and what doesn't, what would have been the best? What would they have done after they beat John Cena? Because after they beat John Cena, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this was the timeline of it, John Cena ended up being a minion for them in their group and was getting water poured on them and all types of shit. So did it really matter if they won anyway? If John Cena was going to be a little puppet in their group? Did it really matter? That's what I'm talking about. People don't think about this type of shit. I mean, how bad could the loss have been if they still were torturing John Cena and they end up getting him fired off TV, which he wasn't really fired, but they end up getting him fired. I mean, that's what y'all wanted, right? All the Cena haters, y'all wanted him off TV for a while, right? Y'all got that. So what the fuck y'all complaining for? I just don't get it. Me personally, I feel like the Nexus needed to lose the SummerSlam. These guys were wrecking shop all over Raw, attacking Bret Hart, attacking Vince McMahon, attacking ring announcers, all types of shit, ruining the ring, all types of shit. I feel like, listen, I understand that wins and losses, they do matter. I know a lot of people say they don't. They actually kind of do. I feel like it depends on how long you maintain the story. If you can keep the story interesting enough to when a person wins, it still matters, then okay. But to me, I felt like if they were that over, if they had that so much potential, I feel like one loss shouldn't have ruined that for them. Because like I said, after that, John Cena ended up being their puppet anyway, because he lost a match against Wayne Barrett, if I believe. So it's like, how bad could that win have? How bad was that loss anyway? I'm so tired of people saying that John Cena buried them. It's like, dude, that was full of jobbers. Who would have potential? Heath Slater? Did he have potential to be a main event talent? Justin Gabriel? Did he have potential to be a main event talent? Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Ryback? Him too. I do not understand people who were so obsessed with Ryback. He had no personality. He was just a big dude. That's it. No personality, no nothing. He had a basic ass moveset and he couldn't wrestle in the ring. He didn't have no in-ring chemistry with anybody. I'm so tired of hearing about Ryback and how he was screwed. That dude had no potential anyway. He was just a big guy. That's all. And that's it. I'm so tired of hearing that. Wayne Barrett to me, because we know that Dan Bryan eventually he became his own star. But I say Wayne Barrett is the only person in that group who stayed in that group who had any sort of potential. He wasn't a bad mic worker. He was okay in the ring. He had some sort of personality. But I feel like that Nexus run, I don't really think it was the Nexus run. I feel like it was the SmackDown run that nerfed Bray Wyatt. I said Bray Wyatt. Wayne Barrett. I feel like it was the Nexus run, the core run on SmackDown that ruined it for me. And after that, Wayne Barrett kind of just nerfed it into the roster. He kind of just became any other guy in that brand. So, hey, it is what it is at some point. So, that's my thoughts about 2008, 9, and 10. I feel like 2010 is the worst year out of the three. It's a year that's really cringy. It's really, really forgetful, honestly. Like, I can only remember a handful of stuff from this year. So yeah, we'll get into 2011, 12, and 13 next time. So I will see you guys later.